Welcome back. At a time when training for police officers is under the microscope, the budget for South Carolina's only criminal justice academy is in very real danger tonight. As News 2 investigator Brad Franco discovered, an already underfunded agency could take another hit, forcing changes that could cut training for the people sworn to protect and serve.
How much power do you get?
Every member of law enforcement in South Carolina starts here at the Criminal Justice Academy in Columbia.
A whole lot.
It provides the foundation and, depending on the size of the agency, the only training before being sent out on the streets to enforce the law.
And yet they're not funded in a way that says this is important.
Charleston County Sheriff Al Cannon is among many in law enforcement frustrated that funding for the academy is largely dependent on the number of tickets or arrests they make, and says lawmakers are asleep at the switch.
Their record is pitiful when it comes to providing the necessary funding for law enforcement.
In fact, the state doesn't really provide funding for the academy. Lawmakers only decide how much it's allowed to spend from what is generated, since it's not a line item in the state budget.
We're dependent upon how much money comes in.
It comes in through a portion of the fines and fees attached to your speeding tickets and other offenses.
You know why I stopped you?
And over the last 8 years, the amount paid by municipalities plummeted nearly 25%, from nearly $4 million in 2009 to just shy of $3 million last year.
I've got 5 vacancies and I can't fill them.
Deputy Director of the Academy, Michael Lanier, says cities and counties not paying is compounded by the possibility of a $5 surcharge attached to court costs expiring in June. And that's 1/3 of the agency's budget.
That's 17 positions and also a cut in training. You can't do that without having an enormous impact on the agency, especially one as small as ours.
And impact on agency means impact in our neighborhoods.
In the neighborhoods and with what we can offer the officers training-wise in the field.
That's scary stuff.
Yes, it is.
That cut could mean 9 weeks of basic training instead of 12. The average across the country right now is 18 weeks. The only other state we could find that operates a central academy like South Carolina is Kentucky. And the budget comparison isn't even close.
I think the last time we checked, the budget in Kentucky was somewhere around the neighborhood of about $45 million. And our budget is somewhere around the neighborhood of $13 million.
When you're the only means of training for one of the most important functions of government with an unreliable funding stream,
we do a week here.
You have to get creative when it comes to keeping the lights on.
We clip coupons.
A state agency clipping coupons to save money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it saves us a lot of money. When you're buying in bulk, if you're getting like 15% off, 20% off, whatever it might be, it saves quite a bit of money, and it enables us to keep our meal costs down to about $1.25 per meal.
Sheriff, they're clipping coupons to save money on food to feed recruits.
It's really unconscionable. The state is not fulfilling its responsibility to the citizens of the state nor to the public safety community.
Either we're going to get funded or the way we do business is going to change drastically.
And everybody will pay for that.
Yes, sir. In one way or the other.
What Sheriff Cannon and others want is funding for the academy to be a line item in the state's budget so they can end the guessing game of what money will actually be there month to month. My questions to lawmakers about this largely met with silence. Only Senator Larry Grooms would comment, and he says he's going to push for what Cannon and others have suggested. Brad Franco, News 2.
Brad, thank you. There is a bill in the State House dealing with the $5 surcharge that is on the Senate calendar for debate, but it will face opposition. If you have something you want the I-Team to investigate, call our hotline. It's 216-4949, or you can send us an email to iteam@wcbd.com.